Hi, this is Jaya. In this video, we shall see the summary of The Eve of St. Agnes, a poem by John Keats. Porphyro, a young nobleman, comes to the castle of his enemies to get a glimpse of his love, the beautiful Madeline. Madeline happens to be performing a magical ritual that very night, calling on St. Agnes to send her a dream of a future husband. Porphyro decides he will do her one better and creeps into her bedroom to make her dream a reality. This poem explores both the power of sexual passion and the dangerous allure of fantasy. It was the night before the feast of St. Agnes in late January, and oh, it was cold. The bedesman finished his prayers and made his way through the church. A beautiful music moved his pitiful tears, and it was too late for him because he was on the verge of his death. He had a steep price to pay on the evening of St. Agnes' festival. He sat praying constantly for sinners' souls. Madeline, who was attending this party, had been thinking hard about love and especially about the legend of St. Agnes, which she had heard from old women 1,000 times. Those old women had told her that on St. Agnes' Eve, unmarried young women will be visited by their true loves in their sweet midnight dreams if they correctly perform the ritual. That is, they have to go to bed without dinner and lie their beautiful selves down on their backs and should never look around them, but instead they should look up and pray to heaven for their desires to be fulfilled. Meanwhile, the young knight Porphyro had travelled thinking about his blazing love for Madeline. He hid in the shadows by the castle's front doors and begged the god to show him just a glimpse of his beloved. Maybe he could even speak to her, or kneel to her, or touch her, or even kiss her truly. He slowly crept into the castle. He couldn't even whisper because he did not want anyone to have even a glimpse of him because he was in the enemy's castle and they were bloodthirsty foes, hyena like enemies, and hot tempered noblemen. Even the dogs will bark at Fasvero and his whole family if they see them. Not a single person in that rotten castle had any kindness for him except for one frail old lady. And that old lady, by his fortune, came by his side where he was hiding behind a pillar. She recognized him and grabbed his hand, and her whole hand was shaking. And she said, Porphyro, get out of here. Don't stay here. Everyone is here, and they are all a murderous family. Get out of here. Go away. Otherwise, you will be killed. And I find them always cursing you and your family and your home. And she says that old Lord Maurice, who hasn't gotten any gentler now, even in spite of him becoming older, and his anger is only increasing as his age is increasing. So she says, go away from here. But he says, dear old lady, we are perfectly safe. Sit down and tell me what I should do. And she says, I have come here only for Madeline. And she asks, the old lady's name is Angela. He asks her, tell me where she is. And she says, see, this is St. Agnes. I know, this is the eve of St. Agnes. And just because it's a sacred day, it doesn't mean it will stop the men from killing each other. So if they see you, you are their enemy, they will definitely kill you. But I'm amazed to see you here, and I'm only praying to God that God should protect you. And here today, my lady Madeline is preparing and pretending that she is a magician, hoping that the angels will show her the vision she wants. But whatever you're doing is just making me a little funny, and I want to laugh. Though I know I have plenty of time to be sad, and she laughs while Prospero looks at her in a confusion. And then afterwards, she tells about Madeline's ritual. And that time a new idea comes to his mind, and he tells his idea to Angela, and she's shocked. She says, I never thought you are a nasty and impotent man. Let sweet Madeline say her prayers and go to sleep. But I don't think it is good for people like you to go there and see her because I don't trust you. But he says, no, I swear by the saints, I won't hurt her. I will go to hell if I hurt her. I will not even touch her hair or her head. Angela, Believe me, in the name of the tears, I am saying, let my enemies know that I am here and let them fight me. I am not worried, but I have not come here to hurt Madeline. I have come here out of love. And this lady, she really thinks, what am I going to do? Because he is so adamant to see Madeline, at the same time, it is dangerous for him to stay there. But his words move her, and then she ends up saying, okay, whether it is good fortune or bad fortune, we will do whatever you want to do. And she shows him the way to Madeline's bedroom. And the prosperous plan is this: he wants to go to Madeline's bedroom and hide in the closet, and from there he wants to keep on looking at Madeline's beauty and perhaps even win her for his wife. And he hopes that her dreams will make her to fall in love with him. And he also thinks that there has never been a night like this for lovers to meet since the wizard Merlin was locked up by his beloved Vivienne. And then she says, okay, fine, you do whatever you want. And she shows Madeline's room, and she says, you will find Madeline's lute over there. And there's no time to waste because she loves music. You will play the music and win over her heart. You can carry out your plan. And she says, wait here, I'll go and see whether everything is ready. And finally she comes and tells him the party is going on, everyone are fully drunk, and it is time for Madeline to go to her bedroom. So before she could go to the room, you have to go there and you have to hide yourself in the closet. Prospero is so happy, he goes there and he hides there. And Angela, who's actually shaking in fear, finds the way down the dark stairs when Madeline is actually coming up, and she is fully wrapped in St. Agnes' Eve spell, and she comes up the stairs like a ghost. And she is actually holding a candle in the light, which shows way even for Angela to come down safely. And now Prospero is getting ready to look at Madeline in bed. And she also comes with a candle, and the candle goes out as soon as she enters into the room. She closes the door and she says her prayers, and she lies down and is ready to go into her days. And Prospero, looking at her, feels dizzy because she looks so holy. But he recovers quickly, and after Madeline finishes her prayers, she undresses herself, and then half dressed she falls into her bed and goes into a sleep and imagines that St. Agnes herself was in bed behind her. And she keeps on looking to get enchanted. And soon Madeline lay entranced and the soul slipped exhaustedly away. And hidden in her room, Prospero looks at her, sees her, and actually he waits to hear that she is asleep by listening to her breathing. And when he makes it sure that she is sleeping, he comes out of the closet and goes near her, and he looks at Madeline, who's asleep. And then by Madeline's bedside, Prospero quietly sets up a table, and he spreads a tablecloth of rich red, gold and black, and on that he arranges candied fruits, jellies, all cinnamon syrups, whatever he has brought, he keeps there. And then afterwards he piles all this on the silver and gold dishes which he has brought, and now the whole room is filled with soft scents. And then he says, and now, my darling, my beautiful angel, wake up. You are my paradise, and I am a monk who worships you. Open your eyes for the sake of gentle Saint Agnes, or I will lie down and die right next to you. My soul hurts so much. He whispers this to Madeline, and with nervous arms sunk into her pillow, he keeps on looking at her. And Madeline is in deep sleep, totally enchanted, and Prospero felt that he will not be able to wake her up. And then he grabs Madeline's lute and starts playing sweet music, and he plays the song, The Beautiful Lady Without Pity. He is close to Madeline's ear. She hears the music and she stirs and moans quietly. Prospero stops playing, and Madeline opens her blue eyes wide, and she sees Prospero fell to his knees as pale as a marble statue. And though Madeline's eyes are open, now she sees, and actually what she sees is what she had actually dreamt. But the vision was terribly changed, and this destroyed the joys of a dream. And she starts crying and babbling nonsense words, still staring at Prospero, who was on his knees, clasping his hands together and looking sad and worried. He was even afraid to move or say anything, while Madeline looked so much as if she was still dreaming. And Madeline says, "Oh, Porfirio, just a second ago, I heard your voice querying in my ear, musically promising everything I desired. and your sad eyes were angelic and untroubled. But you are so different now. You look so pale, cold, and dismal. Sing to me again the way you did in my dream. Porfido, give me back that angelic look and those sweet songs. Don't leave me in this bottomless misery, because if you die, my darling, I have no idea what I'll do. Now, given the passion of God by Madeline's delicious words, Prospero gets to his feet and looks at her, and he thinks that this is the time when God has actually blessed him. And he goes into the dark and he says, "This is it a dream, my bride to be, my Madeline?" It was, and then the wind also dashes on the window, and Madeline starts thinking, "No, this isn't a dream." And then she tells to Prospero, "Prospero, you'll abandon me here to fade away as long as I long for you. You are so unkind. What kind of treachery could you brought you here? But I don't blame you, because I'm so deeply in love with you. Though I expect you to abandon me, I'll be like a lost dove with a broken wing when you go." And Prospero says, "Dearest Madeline, my sweet dreamer, my gorgeous bride to be, please let me be your lucky servant forever. I'll be the protector of your beauty, like a shield in the shape of a big red heart. Oh, my silvery temple, I'll rest at your feet like a weary, starving religious wanderer, rescued by the miracle that is you. I've come to your bed, but I won't steal anything except you yourself. If you are willing to trust yourself to me, believing I am no unfaithful jerk." And then he continues saying, "Listen, get up quickly, and before it is morning, and before all these drunken parties get up or hear us, we will go away from here. Come, we will get up and come. Don't have any fear. I have prepared a home which is across the southern wilderness." And Madeline, believing him, gets ready, and though she is terrified about her relatives, she wants to go along with them. And so both of them come down the stairs and they come out. Everywhere it is only quiet. Even the doorman is asleep, drunk. Actually, his dog wakes up but recognizes Madeline, and so it does not bark. And slowly they open all the doors and they escape into the stormy night. And that evening, the Baron had bad nightmares, and even his bloodthirsty guests were haunted by dreams of witches, devils, and maggots. And old Angela died twitching with a shriveled face, mishapen by paralysis. And the beadsman, having said 1,000 Hail Marys, died forever unnoticed in the cold ashes of his fire. And the poem ends here. If you have anything more to add on to what I've said, please write it in the comment box. Like the video, share it with your friends, and if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe and support. Thank you.